Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk to you about if you really are seeing things clearly with the person that you are seeing. So I randomly had this mental download, and if there's any interruptions, it's because my daughter is sitting over here. But I had this random thought in my head today, and it and it's just like a bunch of stories that I've seen with my friends and I've experienced myself. So, you know how when you're so deep into the relationship, maybe you spent like years and years with this person, or maybe you just met this person and he's just like good enough. He's better than all your exes, and you're like, okay, well, this is good enough. Or uh, you're just really desperate to find the one. And, sometimes you're a bit blinded. So I want to talk about that and how you can figure out if you're not blinded. So, for example, I'll do a little story time. So I used to have a best friend, and she started dating this one guy that was in dental school. And he was nice. He was a very nice guy, but we were back then like approaching our mid 30s, and now I'm in my mid 30s, and then next year I'll be, or actually I'm not in my mid 30s, I'm past my mid 30s. And you get older, and you can't lie, but women do unfortunately have an expiration date as far as having babies. So one of the things that he wanted was to have three children. She was like, "Oh, like I'm okay with kids. I want kids." So they dated for a while, almost like I think almost like 4 years, maybe 4 years. A little asterisk side note about that is if you are in your mid 30s or just in your 30s and you're dating past a year, don't waste your time. End it, date somebody else. And he hasn't, and he if he hasn't proposed yet or mentioned marriage, drop his ass. I mean, drop his A word. So yeah. So anyways, but the whole time while she was dating him, he's always had a stance where he was not sure. He was not sure about his future. Like he wasn't um wasn't feeling very confident. And we would ask him as friends when we would hang out with him, hey, what do you think about your future? When do you think you're going to get married? Or how do you feel about my friend? And how serious are you guys? He'd always be like, oh, I'm not thinking about that right now. I'm in dental school. Okay, so to me and everyone around her, that was a huge sign that this guy is not he's not ready. He's not ready for commitment. And a lot of people saw that, and he was not financially stable, and he had a lot of like family drama. Okay, so that to me was like, okay, that's a red flag. And I don't he's a nice guy, but he's just not ready. And because this is like before I woke up, but back then, I just to like keep the friendship and make her happy, I would just continue to say, yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. But like me and her friends around her would be like, oh, this guy sucks. Like he is not committed. He doesn't know what's going on. He's not financially stable. She's always paying half. Why, like he's just, I don't know. He just does not seem like a solid dude. Like he just seems very iffy. And even when my mom asked him, hey, like, what do you think you're gonna do with your girlfriend? Are you guys gonna get married? When are you gonna propose? He's like, he doesn't know. He's like, I don't know. He was like, oh, he just laughed it off and was like, maybe one day. And that to me is a red flag. I was like, oh shoot, like that's not cool. Like if you really love the person, you're not gonna let this person get away. You're gonna put a ring on it, especially after 5 years. So everyone saw that. But she, however, herself, I think because, she would always talk him up. And the only thing that she would say that was like, oh my God, he's awesome, was that he always cooked for her. And to me, I was like, that's a very low standard. Like, if he doesn't cook for you, are you going to starve? You can't cook for yourself. Very low standard and very low investment in her, but she didn't see it. She didn't see it. And she would always just brag about how awesome he is. And she even mentioned, she was like, oh, he wants to put a baby in me, but I told him not until a ring and marriage. But he was never going to do that. Let's get real. He was never going to do that because he's not ready. And she would have to wait another X amount of years. So to speed things along, she was like, okay, well, I'm just going to get pregnant, which is not a good idea. From my this is just my opinion. So if you don't agree, just click off. But from my previous video, you'll know why I feel that way. And so my point is, she had her own thoughts, and she would like kind of, what do they say? There's a word out there that says you prep the witness, or you like you lead the witness, right? So she would say how awesome he is, how sweet he is to her, how he always cooks for her, all these different things. But the real points, like commitment, proposal, he was not doing that. He was not doing that, and all of us saw it except her. And when I was in my low, like trying to people pleaser, trying to keep friends, and was like really insecure about friends, I would just go along with it and not say anything. So my point to you is that when you're seeing someone, let your friends and family come up with their own conclusion. Don't say anything. Don't say how much you love him or how awesome he is, because you know what? They may not feel that they could tell you the truth because they don't want to hurt your feelings, because they care about you so much and they want you to be happy and they don't want to hurt your feelings. So they won't say anything. So my tip is, say how excited you are about the guy, but put a disclaimer. Be like, hey, I am really excited about this guy, but I really want to know your opinion about him. Is he weird? Is he like, do you think he's cheap? Any of those things. Is there any red flags I'm missing? And be an open container for that. And then also don't get mad at the messenger. So when I finally told her, hey, like this is, the guy is like not committing, and he just wants to like live with you, pay 50-50, and he's okay to have a baby but not do marriage and have a ring for you first. She got pissed. She felt like she had to defend him and make excuses for him. So my point to you is that don't get pissed at your friends when they tell you something negative about the person that you're seeing. Listen to it, chew on it, try it on for size, um, and then draw a conclusion and see if any of those things are true. Oh, she finished her bottle. Wow. But yeah, so that happened, and so I to me, when I married my husband, before I made the commitment, I I double checked with all my friends, and especially I double checked with my friends who had a great family and who had kids. I was like, okay, just give me a sanity check. He's amazing. However, what do you see? Anything coming up on your spidey sense? And I wasn't asking like people who are still in the party stage or whatever. I was asking people who had a family, who had a great husband, was basically living the life that I wanted. Um, and they told me the truth. They told me the truth, and I made sure I like heard them without putting without making it personal to them. I'll give you a second story. Another story I have a friend. She's been dating this guy for like over 4 or 5 years. They're way past in their mid 30s, and she's still waiting for the ring. Okay. I also didn't, I told her once, and to her, I didn't feel like it kind of meshed in. And sometimes, it's hard to put a deadline on something, but Always put, especially if you're wanting to have kids, put your time and energy first, okay? So if your friends say, hey, you know, he doesn't seem like he is ready to commit, take a moment, really think about that. Is that true? Why did they come to that conclusion? And then don't take it personal. And then let them say their opinion and be done with it. And then if you continue with the relationship, you continue with the relationship. But I feel that if you have to overly compliment the guy and say how awesome he is and why you need to stay and have to like you know validate yourself about the situation, he's probably not the right guy. Because the right guy, you don't feel like you have to over explain or state reasons why or make excuses. You don't have to do that. Anyways, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you disagree. I'm open to uh, new perspectives. And yeah, that's my advice to everyone, is to really have a blank slate when you ask your friends about the person that you're dating. And don't say, like, you can say, hey, I really like him, but I really want your honest opinion. And yeah, he makes me happy, but I really want to know because my future family is on the line, my energy and my time is on the line. So I need to know. Your girl needs to know. Anyways, okay, I will catch you later.